I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why this is happening. I do not know why this is happening. My phone is so retarded. Oh, here we go. Voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. Sorry, guys. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. Okay, now I don't know what happened. It just keeps. Didn't do this before. Okay, let me try something else. Okay, stop. Oh. So my phone just keeps getting stuck. I keep fighting voices in my mind that say I'm not enough. I don't know why it's doing this. Every single lie that tells me I will never measure up. I'm sorry about this, guys. This is not how I wanted this to go. Just totally, my phone is just totally malfunctioning. Okay, get out of here. I don't know why my phone does this. My phone is just so okay. No. No. Okay, I don't even know. I'm about to just I'm trying to clear it out. I'm trying to, but see, my phone, my service, and I don't know what it is just been getting stuck lately. Here's what I think I'm gonna have to do. Come on. This is so frustrating. Come on. Come on. It just is freezing. It gets stuck and come on. This is definitely not how I wanted to do it. I didn't want to do it like this. I'm not going to be able to use YouTube if it's going to malfunction the way it is. I have an easy uninstaller, and I'm just going to uninstall it and try if I can see if I can do it this way off of YouTube, because I don't want to play stuff for you guys and have it malfunction once I wanted to do the intro. This isn't how I wanted to do it. So, and of course, then I've got advertisements that come up with when I'm trying to, out of here, when I'm trying to uninstall the YouTube music, and I will uninstall that because it's just really a huge inconvenience when I'm trying to have an intro and I want to do something totally different, or I want to do music. It's just not going to work. I don't even want it malfunctioning. It's really embarrassing. So I'm getting rid of it. So now what I'm going to do, instead of that completely wasting my time, so that's not going to work. So what I will just have to obviously do is, because see, it wouldn't work if I was going to do it a different way. If I was going to play you guys a song, which honestly, I don't really know if that's appropriate now. Like, it's going to just take too much time. So I do honestly apologize about that. But basically, this is what I would do is go on YouTube and I would have to go like that or go like this. And I would go to home, go like that, and go to home, go to home. See, it's really honestly, it's kind of playing what I'm already playing right now. It's totally malfunctioning. And what I would do is I'd go to, see what I would have to say up here. Usually has things up there that I can play. That's not what I wanted to do. Nope. No, nope, nope, no, no. Nope. Mm-mm. It's kind of basically going. It just is getting stuck. It's really annoying. Because there is something I wanted to play for you guys. Let's see if I can. It's getting stuck again. I didn't want this to take forever, just like last time. There is one. I'm gonna have to get comfortable because I was totally not prepared for what I wanted to play for you last time. So as I introduced to you in my last video was her name is Salone Bella, and she is a really honestly gifted medium psychic person. And don't know if you guys remember Heath Ledger, but one of the ones that I wanted to, she did one on Corey Haim, Haim, remember him? And then she also did one on, I think, Heath Ledger. She did one on River Phoenix. She's done a lot. And the one that I wanted to play for you was the one that she did on Heath Ledger, which I thought was really interesting, that I can't seem to find. She did the Watts murders, which is pretty recent. She's done tons. And I thought the one that she definitely did on Heath Ledger was, she just done one on Marilyn Monroe. I'd have to get comfortable because I'm actually trying to find it here. I wanted you guys to listen to it. It's something else. I listened to that last night and I had no idea that his life was that messed up. Absolutely no idea. So this is kind of me trying to do videos differently. Take a different approach. Oh, she did one on Tupac. Wow. Yeah, I think she's really good. And I absolutely admire her. Let me see. I think you guys got to hear the one on, I'm not sure which one, on I think to be perfectly fair, I'm going to play the one that she did. I can't find the one on Heath Ledger. I'm going to play the one that she did on Corey Haim. I don't know if you guys remember him, but he was absolutely, I didn't know his, I think she did this about a year ago, but I didn't know his life was that complete tragic. And, I had honestly absolutely no idea. I thought the story was very compelling because the weird thing that happened to me yesterday is for some reason I thought of the two Coreys. I don't remember if you've ever remember watching the two Coreys. And I used to be a huge fan of a lot of the movies that Corey Haim was in. Like recently I watched, for some reason, just had the nerve to watch Lost Boys with Corey Haim. And I've always loved Corey Haim. Something about him, I knew that there was something up though, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. But he just had a really, really honestly, I can totally relate to his life. I don't know if you guys know this, but I believe that the cause of his death was pneumonia. He messed up his body completely with all the drugs and the alcohol that he did. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Oh, gee, I'm perfect." I've been down about that same road, but I made a choice. I don't think it was a choice that he made, but I think he might have felt dead a long time ago. And, he left us too soon. I mean, I'm 42 years old, and when Corey Haim died, he was only like 39. That's just too young, okay? It's just too young. So what I really want to do is, I'm very sorry that I messed up the intro once again. That's definitely not how I wanted the intro to go. I wanted to break out with a song from YouTube, but the way I have it set up is I don't think you guys will be able to hear it off my laptop. For some reason, it's not letting me. I don't know why. I'm having major technical difficulties with my stupid stuff. I'm trying to do this the best way that I can. So if I get this set up, all I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have a pillow. Okay. Because I'm going to have to hold the phone up to the TV. And I'm going to have it like this. Otherwise, it's going to be very, very, very uncomfortable. And I have to have it high up. And I'm sorry it looks so weird this way. But I have to. Because last time I tried to do this, my elbows were uncomfortable because I was doing this. I'm trying to hold the phone up because I really honestly have nothing to hold the phone up with. I have this on my coffee table. I have the view in the background, which it will change once I am able to actually put up curtains, which that's another show in itself. So, I'm sorry if I have to move this around a lot. Maybe there's a better way. I wish I had smaller pillows, but unfortunately I don't, on my couch. And I'm going to try to do this the best I can because I want you guys to really hear this. So her name is, she'll break out with her introduction, and I really want to hear this. I, for some reason, can't find the one on Heath Ledger. That's the one I want you to see next, because that is, I'm just going to say, it's fucked up. Okay, I absolutely had no idea. All right. Like thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, whatever you want to do. Comment, please. I'm trying to change up these videos, and I'm so sorry that the introduction blowed. Okay, I do apologize. So if you guys are ready, let's begin.
Hi everyone, I'm Sloan from SloanBella.com, and I'm back with another channeled celebrity video. Now, this is a person you've been asking me to do for quite some time, and I was waiting for this energy to come through. I did not know this.
Here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm Sloan from SloanBella.com, and I'm back with another channeled celebrity video. Now, this is a person you've been asking me to do for quite some time. And I was waiting for this energy to come through. I did not know this actor in life. I did, however, come across his body as he was labeled deceased, leaving the apartment building that he lived in Los Angeles. Weird story, but true story. Anyway, today I was on my way out the door, and I've been hearing the energy of this man, boy, child, kid. I call him a kid. I've been hearing the energy of this kid, even though he was a man when he passed, but I've been hearing the energy of him for 3 days. And it's always like weird times. Like I'm just about to run out the door and he pops into my energy field. And literally I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm kind of dragging myself. And then boom, into my energy field. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to do it. So he is a very, very, energetically flamboyant energy to speak to. Energetically flamboyant energy sounds weird, but he is. He has a lot of energy. Anyway, going back to March 10th, 2010, it's really hard to think that that's been 10 years ago, but that's been 10 years ago because we're in 2020. Y'all know that, right? Anyway, I was driving home. Well, actually, we were driving home from Hollywood. We were coming over the hill. It was sometime in the afternoon. I want to say between like 2 and 5 p.m. in the afternoon, sometime like this. We were coming over the Barham Pass. If you know Los Angeles, you know Burbank, you know Barham. I must go up and down that road. It's right by Warner Brothers. You go up and down it like, I don't know, 55 times a day. Everybody traverses through there when they want to go over the hill into Hollywood, or they want to come back into Burbank, or they want to go down Ventura and hit North Hollywood, whatever it is, or hit just Ventura, Studio City, Sherman Oaks, etc. That's your map lesson. Anyway, I was driving back. We were driving back, and we went over Barham, and we're coming back into Burbank, and the traffic stopped, like halfway down by the Oakwood Apartments, traffic stopped. And so I pulled over because I could see the stretcher coming out with a sheet covering somebody. I'm like, oh shit, who's that? Could have been anybody actually, but a lot of actors and stuff stay there because when they come into town to do their work, it's like you can rent it from month to month, a year, 7 months, 6 months, whatever. So anyway, I didn't know who it was, but there was paparazzi around. So somehow they knew. I don't know how they always knew. No, but they did.
Ignore the pop-ups.
So anyway, that was this particular celebrity contact that was being wheeled out at the time, and it was actually really sad. And I'm talking about the late actor, the kid actor from the 80s that everybody remembers because he was just really awesome in the 80s. And I'm talking about Corey Haim. I'm talking about the Lost Boys. I'm talking about Lucas. I'm talking about the A&E TV show, the two Coreys. Although he doesn't want me to say that. No two Coreys. Just him, Corey, right now. Two separate Coreys is how he words it to me. So I'm talking about Corey Haim. Now, he was born in Toronto, Canada. Spent his childhood in Quebec and then went back to Willowdale, actually. It sounds like I'm reminiscing about home. I always love Canadians. And just to give you an idea of the country of Canada, so if you're in the United States and you're talking about going from Los Angeles to New York and the amount of land between the two, the West and the East Coast, when you go to Canada, we're the other side of the border. When you go to Canada, and we're always making a run for this side, right? And you go from Vancouver to Toronto, okay, so it's our West and East Coast, or East and West Coast, however you want to say it. We have more actual land in Canada, so we have more space. And our entire country from coast to coast has as many people as lives in Southern California, which just tells you how bloody cramped it is here in SoCal. And the whole country of Canada is so spread out. I mean, it's completely spread out. So I just thought I'd give you that little history lesson. I love telling people that because they go, huh? And I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so when he was born on December 23rd, 1971. And he moved here the same year I did, 1986. So I'm going to say the cool people moved here in 86 from Canada. Anyway, he was younger. I think he was 13 or 14 at the time. And he'd already been an actor in Canada, had a show that he appeared on for several years. What I got immediately when I connected with his energy was that he wanted to talk to his mother. His mother was primary to him, and he wanted to tell her that it wasn't her fault. I know she knows this intellectually. Like, I feel like his mother knows this from a mother standpoint, but from a mother standpoint and a guilt standpoint, I feel that she really lives in the sadness of what she could have or should have done differently for her child, even though she doesn't go around saying it. We all kind of feel that way when we have kids. We feel like when a kid, when something happens, like, oh, we could have done this differently. But he says, no, she did everything the way that it was supposed to be. He can see that on the other side, his karma. And it's so interesting because he's really starting to tell me his mother, he loved a lot. Like, there's nothing she did wrong. He actually holds her face in his hands. He's around her quite a bit, but he actually puts his hands on her face and he tries to get through to her. He's kind of a character on the other side because he tries to, when he shows me images, he tries to get us on this side to be able to feel him on that side, and he's obsessed with it. He wants us to know that he's there, and he talks about his work on the other side, which I'm going to get into, but it's from the standpoint of on a spiritual level, and he does the same thing with his mom. So when he's trying to connect to his mom, he actually tries to open that energy so that his mom can feel him. Okay, so I get this really strong with him. He's a prankster. He's funny. He has this big open heart. Okay, so he was a Capricorn sun, December 23rd, Capricorn. This is what pisses me off about Capricorns that die early. Capricorn is a sign that comes in to climb through life, like actually climb through life. So they have a lot of circumstances that they go through that are hard and emotionally difficult for them. And as they age, they get, this jacket's making me crazy. Here I am wearing a jacket indoors because I was literally on my way outdoors. Anyway, Capricorn.
I'm sorry,
tends
guys.
to be a sign that gets better with age, looks younger, gets better, all of those things. But he did not have a chance to complete his life as a Capricorn. That bothers me. We do not know his time of birth according to whatever is on the internet. I can't find it. When I look at him, I look at his appearance. I would say Sag rising, but he's a little bit short, like 5'8". Not usually a Sag rising thing. They're usually pretty tall. However, he did have Neptune in Sag. So it would have put his sun in the second house, and it would have put Mercury, Jupiter, and Neptune in his first house. And that I can see because that's a certain kind of openness and unwillingness to change one's behavior. And then Neptune in the first house is not seeing yourself clearly. And he tells me he did not see himself clearly. So that is interesting. So I could see that, or I could see literally a Taurus rising. However, regardless, whatever time he was born on December 23rd, 1971, he had a Pisces moon. Pisces moon, okay, causes so much trouble, wreaks so much havoc in people's lives because it is a damn good alcoholic. It's a really good drug addict, superior, great musician, great creative energy on an emotional level, extremely psychic. But here's the kicker. It is the moon sign of emotional overeating and fat people. No offense. But it is. So Pisces moon people have a tendency to overindulge with food. Now, back in the day, and I don't know how old he was, 25, 28, something like that, maybe even in his early 30s, he let his weight, now keep in mind, 5'8", that's short, no offense, but that's short, especially for a guy, right? But he let his weight, he should have been maybe 160, 170 if you're pushing it. He let his weight get to 305, 305 pounds. Oh, God. Anyway, he did Pisces moon. I don't know what degree or because I don't know the time. If anybody knows his time of birth, tell me, I'll run the chart so I'll know what's on the rising sign. But I looked at his face, and there's also, he had the coloring in his hair had gold go through it, and that can be like a Leo rising thing. So I could see something along those lines, but I'm really sticking with Taurus, or I'm sticking with Sag rising and the sun in the second house. That's what I'm sticking with, not knowing. I don't know, but that's just my feeling. Anyway, he, when he was coming through to me, he's quite the prankster, and he's talking about the relationships with people. When he first came to Los Angeles, he really was excited. Like, I am excited. He was excited to take his career and get his dreams. And he's saying it's so fucked up. He minces no words here. It's so fucked up not to be able to reach your dreams as an actor because of the energy that he tells me surrounds Los Angeles, Hollywood in particular, the industry. He tells me, and he's showing me, okay, this is what he's showing me. I have never seen this. He is showing me gargoyles, like gargoyles, mythological creatures, gargoyles. And he's showing me them planted around Los Angeles, like in a circle, okay? So I don't know what the hell that means, but that is what he is showing me. And he's saying in order to get through to that energy and in order to work, even if you're hired from a different country, your energy is pulled backwards and bound. That's what he's saying. He's almost putting it under the energy of the gargoyle. Sounds so weird, I know, right? The energy of the gargoyle so that you cannot, like, move freely, all right? He wishes that he had chosen to do something different in a different way, but he says any actor that comes here faces that darkness and that energy. It surrounds the city. This is what he's saying. And more importantly, the industry. Now, he's talking about back home, back in the day, back home. His goal was to come to Hollywood, but a lot of Canadians have that. We see America as the place to achieve because it's a free financial system here, as free as one can be. It's not socialist, okay? So we see a commercial, capitalist society where you can have as much money. Canada's a little bit different. You Canadians know what I'm talking about. I just thought of this. I'm wearing this red jacket talking about Canada, right? I'm like laughing. Sorry. I should have had like white, but I have black. And sorry. Anyway, so Canada's more of a socialist ideation. He's talking about coming to America, but really wanting to expand his creative vision on his work, like really just open himself up. And he tried. He is showing me that when he came to Los Angeles, first he came for some interviews. He's talking about that. He's talking about doing some interviews. He's talking about talking with people and planning and mapping out. So people were aware that he was coming to Los Angeles. This is a problem. They treated his family really nice, meaning his mother. They believed and thought everything that these people told his mother was going to happen, and it didn't. Yes, he was brutalized. He uses the word brutalized on the set of Lucas by exactly who it's been reported. That is not a lie. There were other people as well. He talks about his friend Corey Feldman in terms of them being frenemies. He's using that word with me. He's making it like a Jennifer Aniston comment. I don't know why that's going on right now, but he's calling it a frenemy. I don't know why you just brought her into that. Anyway, he's talking about that with Corey Feldman. They were friends, but the other Corey, I'm not to say that, Corey Feldman, put him, he feels, in harm's way, kind of in a backwards way, in a manipulative way. So there was envy or jealousy, and this is what he's showing me. So back before he gets to Los Angeles, of course, Corey Feldman's already in Los Angeles doing his work, doing his acting, and he's getting well known, and people know who he is and all of this kind of thing. So he's known in town. So the men that run the industry already know how to get to that kid. Corey Haim comes into town. He's like the new flavor of the week. That's what he's calling himself. He's the new flavor of the week. So there's envy about that because suddenly the attention over here has gone over this way. Although he doesn't say that Feldman was an enemy 100%, there were things that they did together. There were times that he really trusted him, and he really applauds what he's doing now and is saying, you need to tell all of it. I don't know what that means either. All of it. He wants him to tell all of it, okay? For some reason, he's not telling all of it, and I don't know what that means. But he wants him to tell all of it. It's half truth or half speak or half whatever.
The whole story.
So this is what he's wanting him to do. Interesting, because that's what he's saying. I need you to speak all of it.
The truth.
So Corey Haim is talking about when he first came here and he's doing the movie. The reason, and this is what he's saying, he's telling me his work on the other side, by the way. And I've never heard this, but he's calling himself a chaperone. He's saying, I am a chaperone, and he's using the words for kids in the industry. So on an energetic level, and this is funny, I'm sorry, I'm kind of chuckling here. He literally will fuck with adult people, mainly men in the industry, like the agent he had, and he's like this. He's like, that agent I had, where he's saying he walked into an office in Los Angeles. This person was not his agent, but an agent. Walked in, the guy had a bathroom in his office and like literally pulled his pants down in the bathroom, as in suck my dick. That's what he's saying. That shit goes on all the time. Those kids are 10, 11, 12, 15, 17, 32. He's going all the way through. And once a kid does it, everybody knows that kid does it, even if that kid does not know what that kid is doing, because that is the worst kind of child abuse I've ever heard of, okay? He's telling me that. He's showing me the agent guy, and he's showing me him unzipping his pants and, like, standing there like, hey, suck my dick. Really. And that's him doing it, not me. Because I don't have one of those. Anyway, he's talking about that. He is a chaperone on an energetic level, what he has chosen to do with his time. Because he's talking about the fans writing him still, and he's talking about them. He can hear them. He can hear the prayers. People pray for him, he says. And he thanks them because it really helped him when he crossed over. Immediately, there was a nice motherly woman that crossed him over. Heavy-set woman. He just hugs her and puts his arms around her and puts his head like in her chest. Kind of a heavy-set woman. I actually feel it's from the father's side of the family. That's how it feels to me. It feels like it's the Quebec side or connected to that side. That's the father's side. So that woman crossed him over, and he was so relieved to be out of his body. His body was really breaking down. Now he's talking about his death, and he's talking about it. He said he was dead a long time ago. That's what he says. I was dead a long time ago. He also, and I'm sure he means emotionally by that, he also talks about the fact that if you know somebody in your life, anybody who's a drug addict to the level that he was, or is destroying themselves with drugs and alcohol, cigarettes, booze, I don't know, whatever people do, and is really making their health an issue, he is saying it is caused by childhood trauma, and I'm agreeing with him, and usually sexual childhood trauma. And unless you fix it, you're going to be a raging drug addict. He says there's no ifs, ands, or buts. He's actually giving me a little bit of backing for the way that I have felt intuitively, but not sure, and hardly ever say it because rehabs are big business. But he's actually saying that in rehabs and places where people go to get sober, which is really good, but he's saying it's an energy thing. And once you realize the shame and the violation and the way that you feel after being brutalized is not your energy, and you give it back, you'll elevate out of the addiction. He's showing me the energy, but he's showing me in terms of colors and like spiked colors coming out like this. So he's saying you have to actually move through this to raise your vibration after being brutalized. This is what he's saying to me. So it's really interesting because he's kind of going along that line of thinking. And I believe that. I believe that if we don't allow ourselves to be shamed from somebody else's gross, brutal behavior, and we don't carry it, because it has nothing to do with a kid getting molested because they go to audition for a movie or they're on a set, but these people take it on themselves. And he's showing me it's the person that brutalized him here. He was taken advantage of back home though too, but not to this degree. This was like something he hadn't done before, and it destroyed him. Like, it fucked with his head. And he's describing it to me like I hear a lot of my lady clients, women clients.
Just ignore the pop-ups. I'm sorry, guys.
They'll have sex with the man, and they'll do all of that stuff with the man. And the man is so nice, and he talks to them, and they feel loved. And then the stupid man does what? Well, they call it ghosting now, but basically turns their back and doesn't even have the courtesy to speak or act like they even like the person. That is so detrimental and damaging. And to this little boy, I'm talking about Corey Haim, when it happened to him on the movie set of Lucas, that's one of them. And that's known all over the internet, by the way. He says everybody knows it, and it's true. Allegedly. I'm saying allegedly. He's not. He's just like rolling his eyes at me. But it's true. And that particular actor that they say did that has been in the media. You know who I mean. Winning, that guy, in trouble for smacking his wives around. The second wife, well, he had one kid, then he had the second set of girl kids, then the third twin boys. I mean, the third marriage, twin boys, or the third wife. Third baby maker, twin boys. The second wife actually petitioned the court saying that he looked at child. The mother of the twin girls actually said that he looked at child pornography and asked the courts not to give him overnight visits. That's in the court records. So this is no surprise. But what Corey Haim is saying is he was like a narcissist sociopath, what he did to him. He fucked with him and made him feel bad after that happened, and he thought because it was a sexual experience, and he's talking about feeling like that he had feelings for this person, and he's just shaking his head like, but he was a kid. This is abusive. This is abusive, and that particular person named Charlie is a real piece of work. He is telling me that kid who was, I don't know, like 19 at the time, 6 years older, and brutalized him, sodomized him. He is saying that kid grew up in a family where that was common practice as well. So this is one of these Hollywood families where they practice that kind of sexual grooming. I guess it's how you get in the business, right? I don't know. Anyway, that kid came from that kind of family, and that kid's father, he's saying, was really more into men than women, even though he had kids. But that is also very typically Hollywood. They're going to marry a woman, she's going to be the breeder, and then they're going to go sleep with their men. And usually children, right? Right, according to him, allegedly. I'm saying that because he's saying I'm like so forward with it. But that wasn't the only time. Once that happened, it continued. Now here's the thing he's saying. Not only was he abused, but Corey Feldman was abused. And Corey Feldman was the one that everybody paid attention to until he got there, and that's what caused the rift. And he's saying that they had one friend in between them, and I don't know who this friend is. He said he had one friend in between them, and that friend, okay, I kind of looked down because I'm getting the image of that friend with dark hair, but that friend kind of triangulated them, played one turn against this one. Corey Haim is saying, I loved Corey Feldman and I was honest with him, but he messed with my mind. So I'm getting the feeling that Corey Feldman was the manipulative one in the group. And I feel like Corey Haim, although manipulative because he was a drug addict, was a different kind of manipulative and not trying to throw the other one under the bus. He's saying a lot of people tried to throw him under the bus because they didn't want him around. He said there was a lot of envy, jealousy, backbiting, bullshit, and a lot of, like, he uses the word tomfoolery. I'm sorry, that's a whole different connotation. That's more of a fun connotation, but he uses the word tomfoolery. Mm-hmm. He's talking about his mom. His mom was easily believing what was going on, and people go, oh, I wouldn't have done that. He says to lay off that because she asked him all the time. He says his mom asked him all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. right? If she could help him, what was wrong? What she could do, she noticed his personality going. His sister was very sweet to him. His dad, this is another thing I noticed in his chart, just as soon as I say his dad, I noticed, regardless of his time of birth and what rising sign, that in his chart he had Saturn retrograde. Again, an issue with the communication with the father and men in your life. Trying to get that attention that was lost through the father, through whatever reasons, too busy, divorce, drug addict, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. The guy could have been a great guy and just at work all the time, and the kid did not get what they needed. So he's talking about that in terms of the men that came to him on set. And no, he wasn't gay. I don't know why he just said that like that. No, he wasn't gay. He wanted to learn so many different things. He's very kind. He still sits with his mother, actually. He's a kind kid. He still does that. He wanted to get married. He wanted to have kids. He just felt like he was one piece of shit, is what he said. I just felt like I was a piece of shit. He couldn't wash that off him. Couldn't get that off him. Couldn't. He should have never done, his words, I should have never done that show, the two Corys. He did not understand the kind of emotional blackmail that was being used on the show. He's talking about one of the producers, a woman with a male who had some kind of paperwork with him and like used it against him. Like, if you don't do this, we're going to do this. He freaking hated doing that. Hated it. Just hated it. And actually, had he lived, he would have been living in Canada, is what he said. I would have gone off and lived. He was becoming interested in other forms of creative expression. So I again go with photography to him. I know he did painting, but I'm going into the photography or the texture of things, the color, the vibrance. He wanted to go down that road, and he is so thankful. He wants me to remember, because I literally have to run out the door. I'm doing it. He wants me to remember to thank his fans. He literally is saying that when he was at his lowest point and very suicidal, the voices in his head wouldn't stop, is what he's telling me. And no, he wasn't schizophrenic. These are negative voices talking to him in his head, literally talking to him. And he's saying, when these voices,
I believe he was
to
probably
him, and
battling
he didn't know
demons.
what to do with himself, beside himself. He would take so many drugs that he would take the drugs, and then he was trying to get rid of his anxiety, but it was causing a lot of anxiety, causing a lot. His body broke down. We know this. His body broke down. It wasn't a drug overdose, though. It was the way that he treated his body, and each and every organ in his body was basically depleted. But he's saying to not worry about that. I'm getting back to the fans. I am getting back to the fans. He's saying not to worry about that, because when you cross over, that is seen in a different way. And the temporariness of even healthy people is what he's showing me. But he wishes he hadn't destroyed himself. He was supposed to live a longer life. He owes apologies, and I don't know who Caitlin is, but that's the name I'm hearing right now. So whoever Caitlin is, there's an apology for you. I have no idea who that is. I can't hear it. I just keep hearing Caitlin. I asked him, who's Caitlin? But he just is smiling. So whoever she is, apology. He's talking about his fans. Maybe she's a fan that was really kind to him. He's talking about his fans, and literally he has a huge heart chakra. His root chakra is really fucked, but he has a huge heart chakra. Very, very open, very loving kid. Wanted to be loved, wanted to express love. This was a problem. This makes you vulnerable. He says this makes you vulnerable. But his fans, when he was suicidal, when he wanted to take himself off the planet, he'd stay up at night with that anxiety and hear the voices, and I've got to kill myself. And very, very dark kind of thinking. He would start paying attention to the things that the fans sent him, the letters, the things that he collected from his fans, and he really... it actually saved his life. His body broke down, is what he's saying. The interesting thing is, if he hadn't have died at the time that he died, he said his body from all the drugs was like a new old car. When you're over 25, you're got a new and old, right? But a new old car, and he's pushing his foot on the gas as much as he could. And when the car shakes when it's driving, because you just shouldn't push it any faster, he's saying his body organs sped up like that, and they just wouldn't go anymore, is what he's saying. So he accelerated everything, and he's kind of going to the heart showing me the heart, but he really died of a broken heart because he felt that no one loved him. He knows that that's not true right now. And again, he's acknowledging his mother, even his father and his sister. And I think there's another kid around there somewhere. This is not his kid, though. This is probably a half kid. A step kid, half kid. Another one, I think boy. I'm trying to look, I think boy. And there may be yet another one. There may be 4 of them. I don't know what I mean by that. Or he's referencing somebody's boy. He's referencing another boy child, somebody's. He smiles on everybody. He is a chaperone. He wants me to use that word. He is a spirit chaperone for the souls of the kids, grounded in, and he's calling the life that he lived, bondage and slavery, through no fault of anyone around him and not necessarily of his own. It's an energy harness. He's calling it an energy harness, and he's saying he's a chaperone for other children in the same predicament, and he is around their energy and protective of it. I have no clue, but that is what he's saying. So I got as much out as I could, and this is my first video on my very sweet Canadian friend, Corey Haim. I have a feeling like he's not going anywhere because he likes to get up around 2 a.m., but it's okay because I'm getting up early myself, so it's fine. But right now I'm really hungry, so I will be going. He is talking about wanting to just go to the lake and sit by the fire and watch the fire and sit in a chair and enjoy. I think he's talking about a boathouse from the summer. But that's what he's talking about. He just gave me a flash of that image, and I think he was littler at that time. He's giving me a flash of that. If he knew what he knows now, he absolutely wouldn't have directed his soul in that way, but he'd spent several lifetimes, is what he's saying. This is what he's saying. I kind of like him. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this because I hate the whole drug thing and I hate the whole pedophilia thing. I absolutely despise it. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel. But I feel okay because he feels okay to me. He feels okay to me. So the soul has moved on and is actually being of service on the other side. So he's somebody who is chaperoning those little kids. He makes his presence known. You're not going to see him like you see me. He says that. It's not like that. But they know. They know. And you know what's weird? He's showing me Corey Feldman. He's actually showing me. It's so funny. And Corey Feldman at times thinks he's losing his mind because Corey Haim plays tricks on him just to get even in a nice way. Plays tricks on him. And I am hearing another thing. I did a video on it. I just got poked in the head right here. I have to say one other thing. I'm thinking of River Phoenix right now. I wasn't thinking of River Phoenix. He's making me think of River Phoenix, basically showing me that that was intentional death, not by River Phoenix, but by the hand of someone else. We're calling that a murder or a deliberate attempt to take the body out. That's what he's telling me. I don't know. That's what he's saying. He's saying that. There's a bunch of them. It's a really collectively bad energy. But he is here kind of from the other side. That is so interesting. I will explore that as I do another video. But for now, you guys, peace out. I'm on my way out. I hope you have a really good weekend. I am wearing my Valentine's jacket, otherwise known as my Canadian jacket, otherwise known as a jacket because it's kind of cold. And I will talk to you guys soon. Once again, my name is Sloan from SloanBella.com.
Okay, guys, that was pretty awesome. That was the one that I just did on Chris Haim.
Hi everyone, I'm Sloan from SloanBella.com, and I'm back with another channeled celebrity.
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Personally, I thought it was very very interesting. what am I trying to say? I'm sorry. Um, yeah, so I thought that was very, very interesting because I've always been very curious about Chris Haim. You know, I always kind of felt like there was something special about him. I absolutely just really loved watching him on screen for some reason. And um, uh, sorry guys, I'm kind of just distracted right now. There's been so much going on with me having to go through emails. Um, hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Don't know what that's all about. Um, so hmm. Yeah, I do apologize. But as I'm reading this, as I'm reading this, um, hmm. I don't understand people. I don't understand um why that doesn't make any sense. Um I don't get it. I just don't get people, I guess. Crazy, right? Like why people do what they do. My phone is so slow. Come on. Okay, so I'm sorry, you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoyed the video. And I'm sorry for the interruptions. I tried to do it on my phone. There is pop-ups. I know it's annoying. I do apologize. But I want you to subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. And I usually like to go live when I'm doing this so I can directly interact. Normally, I won't do this if I'm out and about and I want to share a day with you. Probably in the words of Omar Gosh TV. Give me a kiss. I love you guys.